Welcome back. We are covering number 4 of blockchain crypto DeFi at work, how to get or keep a job over the next 20 years. And again, this video is for folks who have heard a little bit about cryptocurrency and blockchain and decentralized finance, which is DeFi. Cover a lot of the definition in the prior video, so click on the playlist, which I will put in the description of this video. I also have another playlist that I'll link that goes a little bit more in depth and not so much of the intro high level videos that we're covering here, but I'm curating basically a cryptocurrency playlist for you who are looking into, maybe going a little bit further, and it's from other content creators on YouTube. So it's good stuff. Good folks who provide good content, and another place for you after you watch this video series where you can maybe jump over and start looking a little bit more in depth. But before we get started, I want you to click the subscribe button. If you've been here before, it is time to commit, baby. Come on now. You know you want to commit to Uncle Paul. So anyway, click the submit button, click the thumbs up, give a little thanks for, the effort that I'm putting in. Maybe it's not a huge amount, but it's a little bit more than you clicking that thumbs up button, and then also the alert button. So I appreciate it if you did that. Number 4, you need to identify crossover skill sets. And I found a word that I really liked, and then I'm going to be adding it to my vocabulary. I'm going to be at Christmas parties or holiday parties or work parties and dropping multi-potentiality on people, right? And then I'm going to be able to define it, just because I want people to think I have a big brain. I have a big head, but my brain doesn't necessarily fill it up, but that's okay. My kids have big heads too, specifically 2 of them, so they take after their daddy in that. But anyway, that's another subject matter. So I'm going to read this through, right? You've got to have some skills, and you've got to know what it is that you want to do, right? And so there's 2 ways I think you can go, but let me read this to you. Multipotentiality is an educational and psychological term referring to the ability and preference of a person, particularly one of strong intellectual and artistic curiosity, to excel in 2 or more different fields, right? It can also refer to an individual whose interests span multiple fields or areas, rather than being strong in just one. Such traits are called multipotentialities, while multipotentialities has been suggested as a name for those with this trait. By contrast, those whose interests lie mostly in a single field are called specialists. I don't think there's anything wrong with either of those 2, but I can tell you this: being good at all of them is what you want to do, right? So multi-potentiality would be a Bo Jackson, right? Great at baseball, great at football, just a great athlete. Deion Sanders is another one, right? Kirk Gibson, baseball and football, excelled at college football as well. So again, there's those folks that have that ability. My roommate from college, he's an accountant and an attorney. He's one of those guys. So he's a multi-potentiality or multi-potential person that excels at both. And again, one of those, real hard workers, really intellectual, I'm a roommate from college. So, but then there's a specialist. So either way, you need to be good at them. I think that excelling in those is really where this came into play, right? And being one who you can specialize, and what you need to specialize, and go back and listen to some of those definitions and some of the opportunities that are there in the prior videos. You can specialize in those, but you still got to be good, right? That I want to encourage you to be excellent at what it is. And a lot of times you can't get that without just volunteering. And I cover that in one of the other videos as well, right? You need to get yourself that experience sometimes, because you can't get good unless you hit those 10,000 hours, right? That's the running phrase, right? For you to be really, really good or an expert at something, you got to put 10,000 hours in. Well, guess what? Right now, you're spending about 5 minutes with Uncle Paul, and you're 5 minutes in. This is your first video into those 10,000 hours. So you should not feel discouraged. You shouldn't feel overwhelmed. Go back, listen to these other videos, figure things out. Don't be intimidated by this, right? You can do this. I want to encourage you to do this. Position yourself in the job or at the workplace or in your career to transition and pivot over into an industry that is going to be here for a long, long time. And there's going to be a lot of job security in this industry, but you've got to start figuring out now how you're going to actually make that transition, and how you're going to pivot into what this looks like and how it can benefit you and your family. If you want to work in corporate America in this space, you got to start figuring it out now. But the good news is it's not too late. You can do it. I want to encourage you to try now. Start by just watching the rest of these videos, and then go and watch the playlist where it goes a little bit more in depth that I've curated, right? Those are the starting points. Don't be afraid. Get involved in the different forums. I ask questions of people, right? A lot of great resources out there, and you can do this. You can make that pivot. Don't let it intimidate you. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up, click the like button, which is the thumbs up. Click the subscribe button and click the alert button so you're notified of future content, and we will talk to you on the next video.